Imagine a place so perfect and pure that time itself seems to have erased it, yet whispers of Eden endure in ancient myths, satellite imagery, and dusty excavation trenches. What if the Garden of Eden isn't only a spiritual memory, but also a geographical reality waiting to be rediscovered? The timeless allure of paradise lost has captivated humanity for thousands of years. Skeptics often dismiss Eden as nothing more than myth, a poetic way of explaining human origins. But others ask, could Eden have been an actual place hidden beneath layers of history, geology, and forgotten civilizations? This question matters because whether one is religious or not, the Eden narrative has shaped culture, art, and even our sense of longing for a better world. Genesis 2:10-14 gives us one of the earliest maps in human history. A river watering the garden flowed from Eden. From there, it was separated into 4 headwaters. The names are recorded as Pishon, Gihon, Hiddekel, better known as the Tigris, and Perath, the Euphrates. 2 of these rivers still flow today, cutting across Iraq and the cradle of civilization. But what about Pishon and Gihon? Are they references to long-vanished waterways, symbolic names for ideas, or physical rivers that have yet to be rediscovered? Clues may lie in the lands of Havilah and Cush, mentioned alongside these rivers. Some scholars connect Havilah to the Arabian Peninsula and Cush to ancient Ethiopia, or even the Kassite region of Mesopotamia, bridging biblical text with geography. Already we see a tantalizing mix of literal mapping and symbolic depth. The Garden of Eden story is not isolated. Ancient Mesopotamian tablets speak of sacred gardens, divine trees, and a golden age of humanity. The Sumerians had myths of Dilmun, a paradise of abundance. These parallels suggest Eden may preserve a cultural memory shared across the ancient Near East. Just as the flood narrative appears across multiple civilizations, so too does the idea of an original paradise. Archaeological finds add weight to this connection. Excavations at ancient sites such as Eridu, the oldest known city in southern Mesopotamia, have uncovered temples, canals, and evidence of a thriving water-based culture. Many scholars note that Eridu was remembered in Sumerian tradition as a kind of primordial city founded at the dawn of time and closely tied to stories of a sacred garden and divine kingship. Likewise, the discovery of inscriptions and artifacts at Dilmun, located in present-day Bahrain and along the Persian Gulf, reveal a culture that the Sumerians described as the place where the sun rises, a land of purity and eternal life. These finds don't prove Eden directly, but they do demonstrate that the memory of an ideal, flourishing beginning was deeply rooted in the civilizations that first rose from Mesopotamia's fertile soils. Among scholars, southern Mesopotamia remains the strongest candidate for Eden's location. The Tigris and Euphrates converge in this region, and it was here that some of humanity's first cities, Uruk, Eridu, and others, were built. Archaeology has uncovered layers of early farming, irrigation canals, and even temples that fit the description of a flourishing land. Could Eden have been remembered as a real-world cradle of agriculture before becoming a symbol of humanity's beginning? The Fertile Crescent remains the most historically consistent backdrop. But other theories challenge this view. Some propose the Armenian Highlands, near eastern Turkey, as Eden's source. Here, multiple great rivers rise within a small geographic area, including the headwaters of the Tigris and Euphrates. For those who see Genesis as describing a mountain garden where rivers flow outward, this region is an intriguing, though less explored, possibility. Still others look to the Persian Gulf. Archaeologist Juris Zarins famously argued that Eden sat where the 4 great rivers met the sea, at the head of the Gulf near modern Kuwait. Using satellite imagery, Czarins traced ancient dry riverbeds like Wadi al-Batin, which may correspond to the lost Pishon. The Gihon, in his theory, matched the Karun River of Iran. This region was once lush, now submerged beneath rising waters after the last ice age. Could the biblical memory of Eden echo from a drowned land? Another theory comes from Egyptologist David Rohl, who placed Eden near Lake Urmia in northwestern Iran. Rohl argued that the geography better matches Genesis than Mesopotamia, though his view has not gained as much traction. Still, it illustrates how the quest for Eden continues to inspire new exploration. Of course, many theories go too far. Some claim Eden lies beneath the pyramids of Egypt or even in Florida. These ideas make for sensational headlines, but collapse under scrutiny. Without alignment to the biblical rivers or credible archaeology, they fail to hold up. What makes the credible theories compelling are the archaeological tools now at our disposal. Satellite imagery has revealed dry riverbeds across Arabia and Mesopotamia, some of which align with Genesis descriptions. AI analysis of Corona spy satellite photos has uncovered dozens of previously unknown sites in Iraq, showing us that massive landscapes of human settlement remain hidden. Excavations at sites like Tel Rafan and Tel Madur show thriving communities that date back to the Ubaid and Uruk periods, eras that may overlap with ancient memories of Eden. These discoveries don't prove Eden, but they show how real landscapes of flourishing civilization underlie the myth. Still, archaeology has limits. No spade in the ground can unearth paradise. Eden is as much spiritual and symbolic as geographical. The Genesis narrative may encode literal memory in a way of explaining humanity's fall from innocence and harmony. What archaeology does is frame the stage. It reminds us that these stories were born in real landscapes, among real rivers, cities, and people. Regardless of where Eden was, the idea continues to shape us. It lives on in art, in poetry, in music, and in our environmental consciousness. The image of a perfect garden shapes how we think about nature, purity, and even the future hope of restoration. The search for Eden is ultimately the search for our beginnings. Whether buried beneath the waters of the Persian Gulf, etched into the soil of Mesopotamia, or symbolically rooted in the human heart, Eden invites us to look deeper into who we are, where we come from, and what we long for. So where is the Garden of Eden? It might be under Iraqi soil, in the Armenian mountains, or at the edge of the Persian Gulf. But perhaps the greater truth is this: the real paradise is not about pinpointing a place on a map, but about recognizing the longing that has lived in humanity from the very beginning. The quest for Eden continues, and in searching for it, we rediscover not just a lost garden, but the meaning of being human.